Welcome to all you Leos. Welcome for your Happy New Year, by the way. And welcome for, although I know that a lot of people watch these videos already in December. But let's have a look, dear Leos, what's going to happen in 2017 for you. And especially January. Well, first of all, as your the house that is associated with Leo, which is the 5th house, you've got Saturn in there for quite a while. And that has made a lot of you Leos sometimes a bit struggling with showing who you are, with expressing yourself, with... well, a Leo needs to do that. And Leo needs to feel that it is seen in some way. Well, we all do need that, of course, but Leos in particular. And they weren't always seen in the right way. And this is about to change now, especially during the month of January, because you've got Jupiter sextiling your Saturn. And it's in your 3rd house of communication. So when it comes to communication, it's a very good month for you Leos. And of course, communication is important in almost every work. And also in relationships. So it's going to be a month, although there is a lot of foggy energy going on in Pisces, you will feel pretty grounded. You will feel pretty much at ease with how you express yourself, and it will be received that way as well, you know, with this Jupiter sextiling Saturn. So that's something to look forward to. So you will feel a bit more open-hearted, and because you did the right communication, and now you feel off you go. Talking about communication, Mercury goes direct on the 8th and in Capricorn, and that is for you that working house, that day-to-day routine house, that health house as well. So even though Mercury goes direct on the 8th, it's only at the very end of the month, around the 29th, I think, 28th, 29th, that Mercury is going to conjunct with Pluto. So there is like that piece of information that you were lacking that has to do with work or that has to do with your health. It's coming. It's coming. Again, for better or for worse, because it's Pluto there. So probably it's something that is quite transformative. There is some communication information coming towards you when it comes to your health or your work. It could also be that you have thought about changing work, and that you're now already, at its best, it's as from the 8th when Mercury goes direct, that you are implementing those changes. Maybe it can simply be something like administration, because the 6th house is your work, but it's the day-to-day routine that you're doing. So, but that definitely has gone through a sort of a transformation. So maybe you're doing things totally different now. But for the better, always. Because Pluto only destroys, so to speak, what is no longer suiting us anymore. And it's whether up to us to understand that and to let go of that instead of fighting against it. It could also mean, when it comes to your health, that something really becomes clear now, and something is cleared out, something is transformed. That there was a bit of a crisis there, yes, but what's happening now? I'm having a new recorder, but I think it's okay. So yes, that's the retro. But what is really, really interesting this month is all this activity in your 8th house. That is really interesting for you Leos. Having Venus there, having Mars there in the hidden house of the 8th house. So it's going to be a very passionate month, to say the least. Even when you are single, you're going to feel very passionate. Maybe towards someone in secret that you admire. Or maybe you're just going to live out that passion. Or if it's not that, it could simply mean that you are working very, very hard to understand life on a more psychological level. Or you are working hard with a loved one, with your significant other, to share resources, because that's also the 8th house, and to make some changes there. Now, whatever it is, because the 8th house is a bit of a transformative house, Whatever it is, there is a period of time where it's going to be quite challenging, and that's between the 15th and the 19th. So these days, if things are not going forward, if things are if they're coming up old pains, because Mars conjunct Chiron on that day, and Mars squares up to Saturn in that 5th house on that around those days. So if things are a bit more harsher, more harder, it seems like a mountain you have to move, just continue. Don't give up. Just continue. Know that it's just temporary. And ultimately, it's there to give you this great result around the 20th and afterwards. Because when Mars and Saturn are together, it's always about actions that are quite either fearful to do because you don't want to do them. So there is maybe fear that, of you sharing your resources with someone else, or fear of you exploring a bit deeper into the depths of your own psychology. Maybe it's fear of you investigating into the metaphysical realms or whatever. But whatever it is, it's good to do it anyway. Because and doing it with steps, little steps, and prepare yourself very well. If you do that, it will make it easier for you, because then you accept this energy. And you will, as I said, you will have the fruits afterwards, because that's a positive side of a Mars Saturn. You know, if you don't want to take any shortcut, it will reward you. But it could also be in the area of intimacy, so that there is a fear of intimacy. There is a fear of vulnerability. So intimacy is not necessarily sex. It could be that. But it could be just maybe you have just known someone and now you're ready to share your secrets with each other, for instance. There will be, during those days, again, a huge resistance to open yourself up and to share with someone else what is very sensitive for you. But still, if you do it, and you're doing it step by step and very gently, because this is in the Pisces energy, you will get the reward. And don't forget, Venus is there as well in the 8th house, which is lovely, because that means that you're receiving a lot from others. You may receive a nice gift as well. But also very romantic, especially on the 12th, Venus conjunct Neptune. If you are in a relationship, do something very, very romantic. It's really going to be a lovely day for that. Other than that, if you are just starting a new relationship, keep the feet on the ground. And because ultimately, that's the beauty of the Neptune-Saturn. Because the Neptune shows you the possibilities, and then the Saturn shows you directly if it's possible or not. And that's going to happen on the end of the month. Then Venus squares up to Saturn, and again, that will be for good or for worse. What's your value? What's the value of that other person? And does it really satisfy both of you? So quite an interesting month for you Leos. And I almost forgot, on the 28th, so again during the end of the month, there's a new moon in your 7th house. There's a new moon in Aquarius, which is your relationship house. So there's a lot for you happening for Leos when it comes to relations. Even if you have already a relationship, it's like you going up a new level. I've spoken to many Leos who have certainly really gone through some serious growth when it comes to their relationship, and also their romantic heart, you know, with the Saturn there in your 5th house. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. Thank you so much for watching, dear Leos. I wish you a very good January. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and see you next month. Bye-bye.